American people have got to determine whether or not we are comfortable with two people owning more wealth than the bottom 42% of Americans, whether we're comfortable the top 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 92%. When we talk about why the American people are angry, why, among other things, we're seeing a spurt in the growth of trade unionism in this country, it has a lot to do with the fact that CEOs in large corporations now make 350 times more than their average workers. So what we are seeing now is more income and wealth inequality in this country than we have seen in 100 years. And this is an issue that if nobody else wants to talk about, we will talk about in this committee. It's astounding to me to see the degree to which large, profitable corporations going out of their way to try to take away health care, take away pension benefits, lower wages. It is really rather astounding. And today, when we talk about corporate greed, it manifests itself in corporation after corporation using the pandemic and all of the instability caused by the pandemic, using the terrible war in Ukraine as a specter, as an attempt to raise prices for the average American higher and higher. Yesterday, at a time when gasoline in America is now at a near record high of $4.17 a gallon, guess what? We have seen yesterday ExxonMobil reported that its profit from pumping oil and gas alone in the first quarter will likely hit a record high of $9.3 billion. Meanwhile, big oil CEOs are on track to spend $88 billion this year, not to decrease supply constraints, not to address the climate crisis, but to buy back their own stock and hand out dividends to enrich their wealthy shareholders. The founder of Amazon, Mr. Bezos, became $83 billion richer during the pandemic and is now worth almost $200 billion, making him the second wealthiest person in America. Other examples of corporate greed. Let's talk about food. Tyson, a major meat producer, has increased the price of beef by 32%, the price of chicken by 20%, and the price of pork by 13%. Meanwhile, Tyson Foods has increased its profits by 140% last quarter to $1.1 billion and gave its CEO a 22% pay raise last year to $14 million, while its owner, John Tyson, doubled his wealth during the pandemic and is now worth $3 billion. The giant pharmaceutical companies increased their profits by over 90% to $54 billion. Meanwhile, the CEOs of just 8 prescription drug companies made $350 million in total compensation in 2020. The problem is that corporations are making record-breaking profits, and over 700 billionaires in America became nearly $2 trillion wealthier during the pandemic while engaging in obscene levels of price gouging.